Gillian Anderson has been drip-feeding the Crown fans morsels from behind the scenes of Season 4 for the past week. And the latest was a video between takes of the Ibble Dib scene, in which her character Margaret Thatcher spends a weekend at Balmoral with the royal family, and is forced to take part in the parlour game. While Thatcher finds herself feeling highly uncomfortable during the scene, the mood off-camera was far from it. In the video, Gillian films her co-stars as they sing along to the 1954 Chordettes tune Mr Sandman. Helena Bonham Carter, who plays the role of Princess Margaret, sits with Tobias Menzies as Prince Philip, Stephen Boxer, who portrays Dennis Thatcher, Olivia Colman, who portrays Queen Elizabeth II, Marion Bailey as the Queen Mother, and Erin Doherty as Princess Anne. The cast all have black marks on their faces from playing the drinking game, which sees players reciting a tongue twister quickly. If they trip up, they have to be marked with a stamp, usually a burnt bottle cork. The cast also took close-up selfies with their marked faces, grinning for the camera. The scene is meant to depict the time Thatcher and her husband stayed at Balmoral for the first time, in August 1979. On the plane to Scotland, Dennis warns his wife of the secret tests new guests can expect to encounter on a visit to the Scottish residence. Apparently the royal family routinely subject all their guests to secret tests to find out if someone is acceptable or unacceptable, you or non-you, part of the gang or not part of the gang, he explains. As soon as the Thatchers arrive at the Aberdeenshire estate, it becomes clear they are unsure of the social protocol. First Dennis wrongly tries to give a tip to the staff, then Mrs Thatcher protests over someone else unpacking her husband's bag, and finally they come down for casual drinks dressed in black tie. The Queen quickly recovers and instructs dinner to be prepared in 45 minutes, but it is too late for Mrs Thatcher, who says, "I don't think we passed that test." The couple then come unstuck at the dinner table, with Mr Thatcher going toe-to-toe with the Queen Mother over shooting. The following day, the Prime Minister turns up to go stalking wearing a skirt, blazer and dress shoes. The Queen later gently suggests she goes home to change. Princess Margaret is also a terror towards the Prime Minister, chastising Mrs Thatcher for working on a bank holiday, for sitting at a desk in a chair that once belonged to Queen Victoria, and for referring to Elizabeth II as Margaret's sister rather than the Queen. The Prime Minister decides to cut the stay short, claiming a constitutional crisis. This does not impress the Queen or Princess Margaret. The current season has been picked apart by critics over how accurate it is. And while the royals do not set explicit tests for their guests, the protocol guests are expected to follow no doubt feel like tests to the uninitiated. Former royal butler Grant Harold, who worked for the royal family for 7 years and met many guests of the Queen, told the Daily Record, Balmoral, like Sandringham, is the Queen's private family home. It is a great place to be around the royal family and for them to get to know you. It can be a bit of a test to make sure you pass the muster. You are going to want to dress the part, speak the part and behave the part. For aristocratic guests, this is easily done because they have grown up in a similar environment. This was not the case for Mrs Thatcher. However, there will not have been any mental torment, no rude staff and no making her feel bad for wearing the wrong clothes and shoes. Despite this, Princess Margaret was known for being rude on occasion, even to guests. There is also a chair belonging to Queen Victoria that guests are not allowed to sit on. The Prime Minister is said to have considered her early visits to Balmoral purgatory, according to the Queen's biographer Ben Pimlott, and would arrange to leave as early as possible on the final day of the visit. However, it is not thought she ever cut short a visit, and certainly not ever for a fabricated reason.